Hey there, good morning. Good morning. It's time to rise and receive. Right now, I am in Oregon, Portland, Oregon, and it is 9:30 a.m. Pacific time, Friday. And I hope if you are a weekday person, if you think of life in weekday and weekends, I hope that your weekend is looking positive and your week is shaping up nicely. And no matter where you're at, my intention with Rise and Receive is that you receive everything that's here to be offered to support you in really opening up to your day, receiving what you most want, or certainly ready to receive what you most want by unlearning struggle. So today we are going to talk about play, fun, and laughter. And if you are just kind of settling in as I kind of make the space available for those who are still finding their way through the Facebook Live technology, I invite you to think about, maybe even write down or text yourself if all you have is your phone with you. Just start thinking about what is the fastest path to a smile, a giggle, or a chortle. What is fun for you? What do you think of as play in your life? And give yourself the gift of connecting with that, because with today's Rise and Receive card, the card that's from the Receive card deck that I pulled today, it is Receive Play. So we're going to talk about play and how it is vital to your capacity to receive your fulfillment with greater ease. If you don't know me, my name is Sonia Miller. I am a speaker, coach, and best-selling author, and I am passionate about teaching people how to receive. One of the things that I often say is, if you can't receive what you most want if you don't know how to receive. And receiving in and of itself is this, what I believe is like lost art or a forgotten paradigm. And it's the most natural thing in the world. Yet we live in a time and space on our planet, certainly in our country, where we have learned a lot of struggle. And yes, there is a little bit of struggle. That's a natural part of life, but most struggle is learned and you can unlearn it. So here at Rise and Receive, I pull a card from my Receive card deck every morning. I read it to you. It will highlight a receiving principle to keep expanding your awareness. And then I will send you off on your day with a willingness mantra. And willingness mantras are this incredibly powerful way to direct your awareness and your attention so that you can invite better than you ever imagined. Invite more or better than your mind could ever know. So thank you to those of you who are here live with me. Hi, Sharon. It's great to see you. And we're going to move on. And of course, please post comments and questions while we're doing the live, but you can also come back and post later on. Okay. So I invite you to sit back, let these words wash over you. And as you do, think about play in your own life. See how it shows up for you and see what percolates. Okay, here we go. So this card is Receive Play. Do you play? Do you know that play is a valuable and worthy need to be nurtured? It is. And it's an essential key to receiving your fulfillment with ease. Yet if you have come to believe that your value and worth are based in what you achieve and how hard you work, you may view play as an indulgence or an unproductive distraction. If life circumstances have triggered your survival instinct and taught you to be self-sufficient, you may have learned the struggle that comes with over-functioning and over-responsibility. You may feel disconnected from your capacity to play. Perhaps you've forgotten how, or feel that play is a luxury you don't have. However, valuing and receiving play into your life is vital to unlearning struggle. When you play, you connect with some of the most powerful aspects of yourself. Play, fun, laughter, and joy are incredibly magnetic and attractive to the abundance and kindness of life. Because your consciousness creates your reality, When you play, your inner world relaxes into a supremely easy and powerful place of receiving. You are in the present moment. You feel joy and freedom. There is little to no resistance. You are open. You are receptive to life itself. And the creative inspiration of life flows in you, as you, through you, and all around you, making a space for receiving to be easier. You can receive play into your life at any given moment. You have the free will to choose this. And as you become willing to see play as an essential need that allows you to thrive, not merely survive, choosing to make space for play will become easier. Whether you need to make a list of the things that make you laugh or activities that feel like play, or you simply need permission and encouragement to do so, practice noticing when you need to play. If nurturing this need feels unfamiliar, pay attention to the feelings in your body. Play is light. Struggle is heavy. If you feel dense, slow, heavy, burdened, overworked, or tired, ask yourself, what's the fastest path to a smile, a giggle, or a chortle? Then move in that direction. Give yourself the gift of play and pay attention to what you receive in your life. So I hope that's stimulating some new ideas about play, especially the idea that play is a need. It's a valid, valuable, worthy need. Not to mention how it actually is essential to your capacity to receive with greater ease. So with that, here's your willingness mantra for the day. I am willing to enjoy play under all conditions. I am willing to enjoy play under all conditions. So take that with you and just let it be something that you play with in your awareness, okay? And I really want to highlight those last few words, under all conditions. If you have learned struggle, again, those judgments about play and those misunderstandings about play are strong. So we will put all of our energy into working hard and working hard and working hard and making things happen, not to mention survival and dealing with the stuff that's coming up. I mean, we live in a time and space right now. Things that are happening in the world are triggering us and challenging us in ways that we have no previous frame of reference for. I mean, this is a new thing. And so what happens is when we become afraid or when we brace ourselves, when we're anticipating, okay, our armor goes up. That hunter energy arises. And we really look at play as something that is a luxury that we just don't have the space for. That's almost, we look at it as being irresponsible. So I would challenge you to think of, it's the responsible thing to do. It's the generous thing to do to make space for play in your life, especially if you want to come back and re-listen to this. Because truly, when you connect with your joy, your freedom, openness, receptivity, and creativity, you are truly able to receive things that you could not receive as long as you're in hunter mode with single focus, looking on the horizon, preparing and bracing for the scary things that might happen. As you open up to these powerful aspects of yourself, I always say receiving is one of the most generous things that you can do. Because when you are opening up to the abundance and the well-being that is always right here, then that well-being overflows and it goes out onto and into the circles that you populate, the people in your orbit, the places of influence that are yours. You can tap into what is yours to give, yours to contribute. But when we're in lack, when we're in fear, when we're in survival, when we think that we can't play, we start to become takers. We come from lack in everything that we do. There's no contribution in that. And so that's one of the things I love illuminating when I talk about receiving is part of learning to really be a great receiver is understanding what receiving is and is not. And receiving is not a getting, an accumulating, a having. What that can lead to is even a hoarding energy, all right? It's an experience. It's a feeling that moves through us. We open up to the abundance of life and we really become like fountains. Okay, so the water of life comes in and overflows. It's this ever giving fountain. All right, and play is essential to really nurturing that openness and receptivity. Okay, so can you tell I'm passionate about that? So I wanted to give you a couple more things to consider and experiment and play with around play. One is that play is personal. So what's playful and fun to one person might not be your thing, okay? And as you give yourself permission to play and start to tap into the power of play, part of it is like really understanding what is play for you. So for example, I'll give you something that I discovered about myself. For those of you who don't know me, I went through about a 10-year chapter of tremendous adversity and hardship, back to back to back hardships. Okay. If you want to learn more about that, I talk more about it on the About page of my website at successforthesoul.com. But for all intents and purposes, it was, well, brutal. It was a really tough time in my life. And life guided me to play in a way that I never could have ever imagined. All right. So I'm going through, I don't know, hardship number 3 of maybe 8 or something. And I had a friend, I found myself in a social situation where we went into a country western bar where there was country western dancing. And she says, hey, do you want to go to this country western bar? I'm like, sure, all right, whatever, you know. So I just found myself walking in. And much to my surprise, I walked in and I see these people line dancing. And I thought, oh my God, I love this. This looks so much fun. Now, this was the shock of my life because up until that moment, I would have told you I hate country western music. So here I am opening up to something I couldn't even control what was happening. And I started going there. And, you know, I'm later in my life now. So my self-consciousness has gone down as my willingness to laugh at myself had already gone up. I started going out on the dance floor on a regular basis. I did not know what I was doing, and I'm doing line dancing, and I feel like a total fool, but I didn't care. And I was laughing and I was having a great time. But here's the thing I noticed. I was connecting to joy. It was bypassing my super over analytical, over functioning, over responsible mind. It was like a main line to joy. And that became a source of play and nourishment like you would not believe. And it was healing for me during these really difficult times. And it also, what I was seeing happen in my life, which I now know is no accident, I was receiving support, solutions, manifestations for my kids, for my business, for my finances, for my home, in ways that were simply magical. And since then, I've come to understand that what was happening was I was receiving joy, I was receiving play, but I was also receiving the challenges without resisting anything. And as I learned how to do that, I opened up to the kindness of life. And I talk more about that also. If you go to receivecourse.com, you can read that story a little bit more. So, play is personal. Also, you can play at any moment in your life. If you are feeling that heaviness or that weightiness, take a play break. Just push yourself away from the desk, walk away from whatever is feeling heavy, and connect with, like I said, the fastest place, the fastest path to a smile, a chuckle, or a chortle. All right. For me, my go-to is I go to YouTube videos and I look at babies laughing or animals doing ridiculous things. I will go from 0 to 60, from heavy to laughter, like that. And we all have that. We all have something that has that capacity. I also have an extremely sarcastic sense of humor. I'm very irreverent. I don't necessarily bring it here because, don't know how that's going to land with everyone, but people in my inner circle know this. So when I need a play break, I'll call a friend and I'll complain, bitch and moan about something, get really irreverent, and then we're laughing about the absurdity of life. So now more than ever, it is the responsible thing to do to make sure you connect with play because life is offering lots of challenges. Do yourself a favor, do your loved ones a favor. Let joy be a part of your life. You can do that at any moment, and you can still go back to dealing with the responsibilities of life and making decisions about how to navigate the world. But I promise you, you'll receive insights about how to make good decisions when you open up to this flow. All right, so that is my soapbox today on receiving play and how essential it is to receiving your fulfillment, to unlearning struggle, and to becoming an expansive receiver that is generous for everyone in your life. So here's your mantra for the day. I am willing to enjoy play under all conditions, now more than ever. Now more than ever. So I hope this was useful, helpful, fun, maybe even as you think about play in your own life. If it was, please like, please share, please pass this on to others. It helps me reach those that I'm here to serve. Check out the links that I provide. There are always resources here where you can take next steps and learn more. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend, and I will see you next Monday for Rise and Receive. Bye, everybody.